Hola chicos, welcome back to virtual Spanish class. Hoy es lunes el 30, de noviembre de 2020. Tenemos para empezar, please work on your Quizlet or conjugation practice. I'll need to link those by the time you're watching this video. And I have a Gustan lesson for you today. We're going to have a writing assessment on Wednesday. It is going to be open book again. But you need to study, okay? A lot of people got worse grades than they were expecting on our last writing assessment because they did not study. So please study. I'll show you the study guide later. And we'll practice writing and preparing for that today. Our homework is called Gustan. It's on Canvas. I will link that as well. So let's go ahead and look at this. Oh, first, introducing someone new to my classroom. Feliz Navidad. It's okay to laugh. You know the song Feliz Navidad? Well, this is a little play off that word. Feliz Navidad means Merry Christmas, but obviously Feliz because it's a llama. Anyway, I thought it was punny. So, introducing him to my classroom, he's my new decoration for Christmas. So, my first question for you is, how do we know when to use gusta and when to use gustan? Think about it for a second, and then I'll let you know if you're correct. The correct answer is we use gusta when the thing being liked is singular, or when gustar is followed by an infinitive. We use gustan when the things being liked are plural. Oh, sorry. I thought I was going to show you a chart. Oh, I have one more question before I show you the chart. What's the difference between saying a mí me gusta and simply me gusta? The answer is there's no difference. The only difference, if there is one, is a mí me gusta is emphasizing who you're talking about. They both mean exactly the same thing. They mean I like, but a mí me gusta just emphasizes who I'm talking about. Here's a chart I wanted to show you guys. So we have me te le nos os leis over here. We can have gusta for infinitives or singular things if they're following after. If gustan is followed directly by plural things, or if the things we're talking about are plural things that are not followed by an infinitive, then we'll use gustan. Now, the more we practice that today, the more that'll make sense. So I'm doing Pear Deck with my in-person class, but since this is virtual, we're just going to do this together. So tell me, go ahead and let's think through these. Am I going to fill it with gusta or gustan? A ustedes les blank una manzana grande. Let's think. The thing being liked is singular, una manzana. So that's going to be gusta. Even though the people liking it is plural, we have to put gusta here. A ustedes les blank comer una manzana grande. Here, since it's followed by an infinitive, we also need to put gusta. Remember our chart? If it's followed by an infinitive or a singular thing, we put gusta. Ustedes les blank unas manzanas grandes. It'd be a ustedes les gustan unas manzanas grandes. It's followed by plural things. Es gustan. Me blank comer pan y dos huevos. Since it's followed by an infinitive, we'll put gusta. And me blank pan y dos huevos. I wrote these sentences next to each other for the contrast. It should be me gustan, right? Because what's following, even though this is a singular noun, pan, but it says y dos huevos, so it's plural things that I like. I like bread and 2 eggs. So me gustan pan y dos huevos. What about if we look in a context of a paragraph? Again, let's fill this out with gusta or gustan. Me llamo Feliz Navidad. Right down there. Voy al restaurante. Remember, al is combining a and el. Me blank una hamburguesa. That would be me gusta, right? Following is singular. Pero no me blank las papas fritas. No me gustan. What's being liked is plural. Las, and we can tell by the S. Las papas fritas. Me blank beber muchos jugos. What's following is an infinitive. So, me gusta beber muchos jugos. Pero a mí no me blank los refrescos. Again, since it's followed by a plural noun, we're going to say gustan. Mis amigos Billy y Bob les blank el jugo de naranja mucho. Gusta, right? This is singular, el jugo. Porque es muy nutritivo. A nosotros no nos blank el jugo de manzana. What's being liked is apple juice, so it'd be gusta, right? Singular. Porque es horrible. Bebo bebidas ricas. ¿Qué bebidas te blank a ti? Now this one's tricky because it's a question. We have to think what is being liked. So the order's messed up a little bit for questions than for statements. So we're asking ¿Qué bebidas te blank? So we're asking about a plural noun. So it needs to be ¿Qué bebidas te gustan? ¿Qué bebidas te gustan a ti? If I said ¿Qué bebida te gusta a ti? That'd be correct. ¿Qué bebidas te gustan a ti? Okay, next we're going to look at some grammatical mistakes in each sentence. So let's look at the first one together. Yo me gusta la manzana. I hear this a lot out of my students. What's wrong with this? It should be a mí me gusta la manzana. We never say yo me gusta. What about this one? ¿A ti te gustan comer muchas frutas? The person who wrote this sentence probably picked gustan because what is being liked is a lot of fruits, but it's directly followed by an infinitive, right? So it would need to be gusta. A ti te gusta comer muchas frutas. Number 3, a ellos les gusta beber sopa. It's one tiny little thing, tiny little letter. Can you find it? It should be a ellos les gusta beber sopa. What about this one? A Teresa le gusta come muchas galletas. I see this mistake all the time. Even in our speaking assessment, some of us said, me gusta bebo agua. Me gusta como manzanas. Whenever we have gusta, the second verb is going to be an infinitive. It's our 2-verb rule, right? First verb's gusta, it's conjugated. Second verb is unconjugated, it's an infinitive. So this should say, a Trisha le gusta comer muchas galletas. What about this one? Nosotros nos gusta compartir comida mucho. It's just one little letter again that'll get ya. Whenever we use gusta and we're using a noun or pronoun, we have to put an a in front of it. A nosotros nos gusta. If we got rid of the nosotros and just said nos gusta, that would be grammatically correct. A nosotros nos gusta, grammatically correct, but nosotros nos gusta is not grammatically correct. Finally, me gusta las papas fritas. One little letter also incorrect with this one. What is it? I feel like Dora kind of. Where is the mountain? It's me gustan, right? Me gustan las papas fritas. Last thing is, you don't have to write these out. If writing it out helps you, then so be it, but you can also think them through. A sentence that uses gustar and a singular object being like. For example, me gusta la manzana. Me gusta el jugo de naranja. Number 2, gustar in a plural objects being liked. That's when you should have the gustan. Me gustan las papas fritas. Me gustan las bebidas ricas. And number 3, gustar plus an infinitive. That is going to be singular gusta, right? Me gusta comer fruta. Me gusta comer las frutas. Me gusta beber muchas bebidas. So hopefully this was a good review. Our 3.1 writing assessment is coming up on Wednesday. Some things I want to go over with you guys. Remember, it is open book, but not open online translator. Please, it is obvious for me when you use the online translator, so don't do it. I have awarded multiple zeros throughout this year for detecting Google Translate, so do not be my next. Please study conjugating AR, ER, and IR verbs. That is on page 96 and page 150. Please study when to use Gustan versus Gustan. That's what we just went over today. You can see page 145. If you study your vocab from the entire semester, that's going to help you so much in your writing because you won't have to think, oh, what page do I need to look up how to say, to drink. You'll just know. Say, oh, beber. Like I said, the more you know, it's easier to write. How to properly format questions, that's a big one, okay? That's one we haven't gone over a ton. So please look at the top of page 144, or maybe the middle of page 144. That'll be good. Here are some good practice essays that I've given you, and in my class today, we're going to practice number 2. So that is my challenge for you. Practice writing it out to prepare for your your writing assessment on Wednesday. The first one is write a paragraph using conjugations of 6 different verbs. Hint, this is something that we keep missing all the time. A conjugation does not mean an infinitive. Comer is not a conjugation. So if I say, me gusta comer, I did not conjugate comer. Or tengo que comer, I did not conjugate comer. Como, comes, come, comemos, etc. are conjugations. Number 2, which is what I said we're practicing today, write a letter to your mom, telling her about what food you like and what food you do not like and why. Use the words from the other words and phrases box on page 159. Number 3, you just met someone and are getting to know them. What are some questions you might ask them? This is practicing working on our questions, okay? See question words on page 159 and how to format questions on page 144. Things to check your writing for, go ahead and check that out. I'm going to link this page to your online agenda. And tomorrow, I will show you an example of me writing a letter to my mom, telling what foods I like and don't like. So you can be looking forward to that tomorrow. But in the meantime, be working on that on your own. Well, chicos, that's all I'm going to have for today. Practice your essay number 2. Go over your study guide and do your Canvas assignment. Adios, chicos. Hasta martes.